Welcome to Calm, Peaceful Moments. Tonight, we begin a quiet journey. A journey across warm desert sand under wide open skies, where the stars shine softly above the earth. This is the story of Moses, a story of waiting, a story of courage, a story of guidance, and a story of trusting God, even when the path ahead is unknown. So settle into a comfortable place. Let your breathing slow. Let your thoughts become gentle and still. And together we begin. Long ago, in the land of Egypt, there lived many people from the family of Israel. Their numbers had grown large, and they filled the land with life and movement. But a new king arose over Egypt who did not remember the kindness once shown to Joseph. And this king became afraid of the people of Israel, so he said to his people, "Look at them. They are becoming too many and too strong. If trouble comes, they may join our enemies." Because of this fear, the king placed heavy burdens upon them. The Israelites were made to work hard under harsh taskmasters. Day after day, they labored in the fields and built cities for Pharaoh. Yet even through their suffering, their numbers continued to grow. Then Pharaoh made a terrible command. He ordered that every Hebrew baby boy who was born should not be allowed to live. But during this difficult time, a child was born to a family from the tribe of Levi. His mother looked at him and saw that he was a beautiful child. She kept him hidden as long as she could. For 3 months, she protected him quietly. When she could hide him no longer, she made a small basket from reeds and sealed it carefully so water could not enter. She placed the child inside and gently set the basket among the tall grasses along the edge of the Nile River nearby. The child's sister stood at a distance, watching carefully to see what would happen. Soon the daughter of Pharaoh came down to the river to bathe. As she walked along the riverbank, she noticed the basket resting among the reeds. She sent one of her attendants to bring it to her. When she opened it, she saw the baby. The child was crying, and her heart was filled with compassion. "This is one of the Hebrew children," she said. At that moment, the child's sister stepped forward and spoke to Pharaoh's daughter. "Shall I find a woman among the Hebrews to care for the child for you?" Pharaoh's daughter agreed, so the girl quickly brought the child's own mother. "Take this child and care for him," Pharaoh's daughter said kindly. "I will see that you are paid." So the child's own mother raised him in safety. When he was older, she brought him again to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. She named him Moses, saying, "I drew him out of the water." The years passed. Moses grew strong in the house of Pharaoh. He learned the ways of Egypt and was raised among the royal family. Yet in his heart, he knew he belonged to the people of Israel. One day, when Moses had grown older, he went out to see his own people and the hard work they were forced to do. He saw how heavily they labored and how cruelly they were treated. As he walked among them, he saw an Egyptian striking a Hebrew man. Moses looked this way and that, seeing no one nearby. He stepped forward and defended the Hebrew man. And when the moment had passed, he hid what had happened in the sand. The next day, Moses went out again and saw 2 Hebrew men arguing with each other. He spoke to the one who was acting wrongly and said, "Why are you striking your fellow Hebrew?" But the man answered, "Who made you ruler and judge over us? Are you planning to harm me as you harmed the Egyptian?" Then Moses became afraid. he realized the matter was known. Soon Pharaoh also heard what had happened, and he sought to take Moses' life. So Moses left Egypt and traveled far into the land of Midian. There he came to a well and sat down to rest. Nearby were 7 daughters of a priest of Midian. They came to draw water for their father's flock, but shepherds came and tried to drive them away. Moses rose and helped them. He protected them and drew water for their animals. When the daughters returned home earlier than usual, their father asked, "How is it that you have returned so soon today?" They answered, "An Egyptian helped us. He protected us from the shepherds and even drew water for our flock." Their father said, "Where is he? Why did you leave him? Invite him to eat with us." Moses stayed with them. In time, Moses became part of their household. He married one of the daughters, whose name was Zipporah, and they were given a son. Moses named his son Gershom, saying, "I have become a stranger in a foreign land." Meanwhile, back in Egypt, the people of Israel continued to suffer greatly under Pharaoh's rule. They cried out in their hardship, and God heard their cries. He remembered his promise to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. He saw the suffering of his people, and he knew it was time to act. One day, Moses was caring for the flock of his father-in-law in the wilderness. He led the sheep far into the quiet lands near the mountain of God there. Something unusual caught his attention. He saw a bush burning with fire, yet the bush was not being consumed. Moses said to himself, "I will go closer and see this strange sight, why the bush does not burn away." When he stepped nearer, God called to him from the midst of the fire, "Moses, Moses." And Moses answered, "Here I am." Then God said, "Do not come any closer. Take off your sandals, for the place where you are standing is holy ground." Moses removed his sandals. Then God said, "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." When Moses heard this, he covered his face. He was afraid to look upon God, and the Lord said, "I have surely seen the suffering of my people in Egypt. I have heard their cries. I know their pain, and I have come down to rescue them." Then God spoke words that would change Moses' life forever. "I am sending you to Pharaoh. You will lead my people out of Egypt." Moses was surprised and afraid. He answered, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the people of Israel out of Egypt?" But God said, "I will be with you." Then Moses asked, "If the people ask me who sent me, what shall I say?" And God answered him, "I am who I am." He said, "Tell them, I am has sent me to you." After God spoke to Moses from the burning bush, Moses remained quiet for a moment, thinking carefully about what he had heard. Then he said, "My Lord, what if the people do not believe me? What if they say the Lord did not appear to me?" So God gave Moses signs. He told Moses to throw his staff onto the ground. When Moses obeyed, the staff became a serpent. Moses stepped back in surprise. Then God told him to pick it up again. When he did, it became a staff once more in his hand. Then God gave another sign. He told Moses to place his hand inside his cloak. When Moses removed it, his hand appeared white and changed. But when he placed it inside his cloak again and removed it once more, it was restored as before. God said these signs would help the people believe that he had truly sent Moses. Still, Moses felt unsure. He said softly, "My Lord, I am not strong in speech. I do not speak easily. The Lord answered him gently, "Who made the mouth? Who gives speech? I will help you speak and teach you what to say." Even then Moses hesitated. He asked the Lord to send someone else. So the Lord told him that his brother Aaron would go with him. "Aaron speaks well," God said. "He will speak for you, and you will tell him what to say." Then Moses returned to his father-in-law and prepared to travel back toward Egypt. He took his wife and his son with him and carried the staff of God in his hand. Along the way, God reminded Moses of the task ahead. He would stand before Pharaoh, and he would ask for the freedom of the people of Israel. As Moses traveled, God spoke also to Aaron. He told Aaron to go into the wilderness and meet his brother. So Aaron went. And when he saw Moses near the mountain of God, he greeted him with joy. Moses told Aaron everything the Lord had said. He told him about the signs. He told him about the mission. Together, they traveled to Egypt. There, they gathered the elders of the people of Israel. Aaron spoke the words the Lord had given, and Moses showed the signs before them. When the people saw these things, they believed. They bowed their heads and worshipped, for they understood that God had seen their suffering and remembered them. After this, Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh. They stood before him and said, "The Lord, the God of Israel, says, 'Let my people go, so they may worship me.'" Pharaoh answered, "Who is the Lord that I should obey him? I do not know the Lord. I will not let Israel go." Of freeing the people, Pharaoh made their work harder. He ordered that they must gather their own straw for making bricks, yet still complete the same amount of work as before. The taskmasters pressed them harder than ever. The people became discouraged. They cried out in sorrow. And Moses returned to the Lord and said, "My Lord, why has this trouble come upon your people? Ever since I spoke to Pharaoh, things have become harder for them." The Lord answered Moses with reassurance. "Now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh. By my strong hand, he will let the people go." Again, Moses and Aaron went before Pharaoh. Aaron threw down his staff as God had commanded, and it became a serpent before Pharaoh. But Pharaoh called his wise men and magicians. They also performed signs with their staffs. Yet Aaron's staff swallowed their staffs. Still Pharaoh's heart remained hard. He would not listen. The first plague. The river turns to blood. Then the Lord told Moses to go to Pharaoh early in the morning by the river. There Moses lifted his staff over the waters of Egypt. The river changed. Its waters became like blood. The fish in the river died. The river could not be used for drinking, and all the land felt the effect. Yet Pharaoh's heart did not change. He refused to listen. The second plague. Frogs filled the land. Then frogs came up from the river. They covered the land. They entered houses. They filled rooms. They covered the land of Egypt. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron. "Ask the Lord to take the frogs away," he said, "and I will let the people go." Moses prayed, and the frogs were removed. But when Pharaoh saw relief had come, he hardened his heart again. He would not let the people go. The third plague, dust becomes gnats. Then the Lord told Aaron to strike the dust of the ground, and the dust became tiny insects across the land. They covered people and animals. Even the magicians could not copy this sign. They said to Pharaoh, "This is the finger of God." Pharaoh still would not listen. Even after the dust became gnats across the land, Pharaoh's heart remained firm. He would not listen. So the Lord spoke again to Moses. "Rise early in the morning," he said, "and stand before Pharaoh as he comes to the river. Tell him again to let my people go, so they may worship me." Pharaoh still refused. The fourth plague, swarms of flies. Then swarms of flies filled the land of Egypt. They entered the houses of the Egyptians. They covered the ground. Yet in the land of Goshen, where the people of Israel lived, there were no flies. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron. He said, "Offer your worship within the land." Moses answered calmly, "That would not be right. Our worship must be done as the Lord commands. We must go into the wilderness." Pharaoh said, "I will let you go, but you must not go very far. Pray for me." Moses prayed, and the flies left the land. Yet once again, Pharaoh hardened his heart. He would not let the people go. The fifth plague, illness among the livestock. Then a sickness spread among the animals of Egypt, the horses, the donkeys, the camels, the cattle, and the sheep were affected. But the animals belonging to the people of Israel remained unharmed. Still Pharaoh refused to listen. Sixth plague, boils. Then Moses and Aaron took ashes and threw them into the air before Pharaoh. Fine dust spread over the land. Painful sores appeared on people and animals throughout Egypt. Even the magicians could not stand before Moses because of the sores. Yet Pharaoh's heart remained strong against the command of the Lord. The seventh plague, hail from the sky. Then Moses lifted his staff toward the sky. Thunder rolled across the heavens. Lightning flashed. Heavy hail fell upon the land. The hail struck the fields. It struck the trees. It struck the crops. Everything in the open fields was affected. But in the land of Goshen, where the Israelites lived, there was no hail. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron again. "This time I have done wrong," he said. "The Lord is right, and I and my people are wrong. Pray that the thunder and hail will stop." Moses lifted his hands toward heaven. The thunder ceased. The hail stopped. But when Pharaoh saw the storm had ended, he hardened his heart again. He would not let the people go. The eighth plague, locusts cover the land. Then the Lord brought an east wind across Egypt. The wind carried locusts. They covered the ground. They covered the fields. They ate every green plant that remained after the hail. The land became bare again. Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron. "I have sinned," he said. "Pray to the Lord your God to remove this trouble." Moses prayed, and a strong west wind carried the locusts away into the sea. Not one remained. But Pharaoh again refused to let the people go. The ninth plague, darkness over Egypt. Then Moses lifted his hand toward the sky. A deep darkness covered Egypt. For 3 days, the land was quiet under darkness. People could not see one another. They remained where they were. Yet the homes of the people of Israel were filled with light. Pharaoh called Moses once more. "You may go," he said, "but leave your animals behind." Moses answered, "We must take everything with us to worship the Lord." Then Pharaoh became angry. "Leave my presence," he said. "If you return again, you will not live." And Moses answered calmly, "As you have said, I will not return again." 10th plague is announced. Then the Lord spoke to Moses. "One more plague I will bring upon Pharaoh and Egypt," he said. "After this, he will let you go." Lord instructed the people of Israel to prepare carefully. Each family was to take a lamb. They were to prepare it as the Lord commanded. They were to place its blood on the doorposts of their homes, and they were to remain in inside their houses that night. For the Lord said, "When I pass through the land, I will see the sign upon your doors, and I will pass over you." Night of Passover. That night was quiet across the land. The people of Israel remained inside their homes. Just as they had been instructed, they were ready. Their sandals were on their feet. Their belongings were prepared. They waited in stillness. And during the night, the Lord passed through the land of Egypt. Throughout Egypt, there was great sorrow. But among the homes marked with the sign of obedience, there was protection and peace. Then Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron during the night. "Rise," he said. "Take your people and go. Leave my land. Go and worship the Lord as you have asked." The people of Israel prepared to leave Egypt. They gathered their families. They gathered their animals. They carried their belongings. And they began their journey out of the land where they had lived for many years. The Lord went before them, and he led them forward. After the people of Israel left Egypt, they traveled together across the land. Families walked side by side. Children stayed close to their parents. Animals moved along with them. And they carried what they needed for the journey ahead. They did not travel alone. The Lord guided them during the day. He went before them in a pillar of cloud to show them the way, and during the night, he went before them in a pillar of fire to give them light. So they could continue their journey both day and night. The presence of the Lord remained with them always. Pharaoh changes his mind meanwhile in Egypt. Pharaoh began to think again about what had happened. He looked around and saw that the people of Israel had left. He said to his servants, "Why have we done this? Why have we let them go?" So Pharaoh prepared his chariots. He gathered his army. He chose his strongest soldiers, and he set out to follow the people of Israel. Soon the army of Egypt was moving quickly across the land. Chariots rolled across the ground. Horses carried soldiers forward, and they came near to where the people of Israel were camped beside the sea. The people became afraid when the people of Israel saw the army approaching behind them. They became afraid. They looked ahead. There was the sea. They looked behind them. There was Pharaoh's army. They cried out to the Lord, and they spoke to Moses, "Why did you bring us out of Egypt? It would have been easier to remain there than to face danger here." Moses spoke calmly to the people. "Not be afraid," he said. "Stand still, and you will see the saving power of the Lord today. Egyptians you see today, you will not see again. Lord will fight for you. Only need to be still. Path through the sea." Then the Lord spoke to Moses, "Tell the people to move forward." Moses lifted his staff over the sea, and the Lord sent a strong wind across the waters throughout the night. The waters began to separate. A path opened through the sea. The ground became dry beneath their feet, and the people of Israel walked forward. They passed safely between the walls of water on their right and on their left. Families walked together. Children walked beside their parents. Step by step, they crossed the sea. The pillar of cloud moved behind them and stood between them and the army of Egypt. On one side, there was darkness. On the other side, there was light. And the armies of Egypt could not reach them. The army follows. But the army of Pharaoh continued forward. They followed the people into the path through the sea. Their horses moved forward. Their chariots followed. Their soldiers pressed on. Yet, as they moved through the sea, confusion came upon them. Their chariot wheels slowed. Their path became difficult, and they began to say, "The Lord is fighting for Israel against us. Waters return." Then the Lord spoke again to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea." Moses stretched out his hand, and, as morning approached, the waters returned to their place. The sea covered the path again, and the army that had followed behind could not continue forward. The people of Israel stood safely on the opposite shore, and they saw that the Lord had protected them. A song of freedom when the people realized what had happened. Their hearts were filled with peace and wonder. They trusted the Lord. They trusted his servant Moses. Then Moses and the people sang together. They sang with joy and gratitude. "The Lord is my strength and my song," they said. "He has become my salvation. He has guided his people with kindness. He has led them safely forward." Across the shore of the sea, the people stood together, free at last from the land where they had suffered for many years. And the Lord continued to lead them onward into the wilderness, step by step, day by day. After the people of Israel had crossed the sea, they entered the quiet wilderness. The sound of the waters faded behind them. The land before them was wide and still. Day after day, they walked forward, led by the presence of the Lord. Yet, as time passed, the people began to feel weary. They had left behind what was familiar, and the wilderness tested their patience. At one place, they found water, but when they tasted it, it was bitter. The people became troubled and spoke to Moses. "What shall we drink?" Moses turned to the Lord, and the Lord showed him a piece of wood. When Moses placed it into the water, it became sweet and good to drink. And the people were refreshed. Later, as they continued their journey, the people grew hungry. They remembered the food they once had in Egypt and began to complain. But the Lord said to Moses, "I will provide food for you from heaven." Next morning, when the dew lifted from the ground, there was something fine and white upon the earth. It was like small flakes. The people looked at it and asked, "What is it?" So they called it manna. And Moses said, "This is the bread the Lord has given you to eat." Each day, the people gathered what they needed, and it was enough. At another time, the people again had no water. They grew anxious and spoke strongly to Moses. But Moses turned to the Lord, and the Lord told him to strike a rock with his staff. When Moses did so, water flowed out from the rock, and the people drank. At Mount Sinai in time, the people came to a great mountain. This was the mountain where God had first spoken to Moses. There they rested. And Moses went up the mountain to meet with God. The mountain was covered with cloud. There was thunder. There was a deep stillness. And the presence of God was there. The 10 Commandments. Then God gave Moses words for the people. These were words to guide them, words to help them live in peace and truth. Among these were the 10 Commandments. They taught the people to love God, to honor others, to live with honesty, kindness, and respect. Moses received these words and brought them down to the people. The people remained in the wilderness for many years. During this time, they learned to trust. They learned to follow. And they were guided each day by the Lord. The pillar of cloud remained by day. The pillar of fire remained by night. And Moses continued to lead them with patience. As the years passed, the people came near to the land that had been promised to them long ago. It was a land of beauty and rest, but Moses himself would not enter it. Instead, God led him to a high place. From there, Moses could see the land in the distance. He saw its hills, he saw its valleys, and he knew that the journey of the people would continue. Moses had led the people with faith, through hardship, through uncertainty, through long days and quiet nights. And now, as his journey came to its close, there was peace. The people would go forward, and the Lord would remain with them, always guiding, always present. And so the story of Moses comes to rest in quietness, a story of courage, a story of trust, a story of a journey guided step by step. And as the night grows still, we remember even in uncertain paths, there is guidance. Even in the wilderness, there is provision. And in every step, there is a quiet presence leading the way.